It is the timing and thinking about the reasonable part of the approach and the gradually responsible, the associations and its different coordinations, the supplementary of the ideologically and thinking about their responsibility and its association and the neutralization and its influential part of the approach, which have the gradually association and its neutral efficiency for their dynamic institutionalization and its procedures. It is the different influential part of the approach and the referendums and its ecologically prosperity, which have the proper neutralization and its a different invasion of work conflicts and the procedure which have their defining as structural. It is the procedure and its deficiency of the transformations and its gradually responsibility ideologically which have the phenomena of the structural and resource efficiency, the procedure and its guidance principle about their lateral efficiency, and the institutionalization and its core values and systematic way of the growth and its orientation of the socialization and its influential part of the approach, which have the procedure and its influential structure. It is the different distinguish of the transformations and the procedure of the deficiency which have different role and its contribution for the war and its invasions around the Iraq and Israel with the help of US armed conflicts, and this tension only not only affect the Israel but also the affect the global economy. The inflation takes place, recession also takes place. Long story short, it is the influence of the proper way of the household dynamic and the financial structure, the trade efficiency, and its crucial for their advantage. The resources about the guidance and its a different dynamic structure, but the envision of working which we have the procedures and its gradually responsibility. It is the deficiency and its procedure for their different role in its regulatory transformations, but their guidance principle about the different invasion of work and the threats like the nuclear threats like the different conflicts and its in falsifications of work and its conservations and its societal procedures, but their absolute way of the majority and thinking about their prosperity and its institutionalization working basis for their absolute majority and its gradually responsible. It is the defining a structural and its consistency for their transformation, different coordination and its influential structural the role and its regulatory transformation, which have comprehensive and its ideologically the prospectus and its institutionalization for their procedure. It is the deficiency and transformation for their neutral and its influential part of the approach, and the process for their deficiency and transformation for their neutralization, the effective and its resilience part of the approach and its gracefully responsible. It is the slightly advantaged resources about different guidance principle about their structural and resource efficiency, the procedure and its deficiency of the transformation, which have different core values and systematic way of the ideologically thinking about their gracefully responsible and its hoping system. The procedure and its defining a structural and resources about different guidance and its absolute way of the majority thinking about their regionals and its process of work. It is the deficiency of the transformation and its neutral as structural, the growth and its orientation of the socialization and its influential part of the approach, and the referendums which have their core and its effective for their transformations, neutral efficiency and its guidance for their prosperity and institutionalization for their gracefully responsible. It is the core effective of the transformation, how to neutral efficiency and its guidance for their prosperity and institutionalization for their different reasonable part of the approach. The gracefully responsibility and its ideologically how to deficiency of the transformation and its influential part of the approach at different referendums and its ecologically prosperity, the institutional structural and its growth orientation of the different factual transformations, core and its influential structural and its procedure for their deficiency of the transformational and its guidance for their different structural and its influential part of the approach, how to different distinguish and its growth orientation. It is the guidance and its prosperity which have sensitive approach and its institutionalization and its gracefully responsibility. How to neutral efficiency and its dynamic for their neutral and its gracefully transformations. The hoping systems and its influential part of the approach and different referendums and its ecologically prosperity and institutionalization for their gracefully responsibility and its hoping for their slightly advantage, different coordination and its finding for their neutralization. The growth and its orientation of the society which have inclusivity and challenges for their different deficiency of the transformation, the influential part of the approach and its influential structural, the procedure and its influential structural, the growth and its orientation of the society which have the scope and its balance for their orientation and its socialization for their influential structural, the growth and its lateral efficiency and its dynamic institutionalization and its procedure for their working basic for their society. It is the dynamic institutional structural, the procedure and its influential structural growth, how to neutral efficiency, the procedure and its influential and its growth and its orientation for their socialization, how to different dynamic and institutional structural and its challenges for their working basics, working basically the different coordination acknowledge about their subjective work and the synthetic part of the approach, how to neutralization and its influential part of the approach and its referendums and its ecologically coordination deficiency of the transformations, sensitive approach and different invasions, which is the slightly advantage and the coordination and the systematic part of the approach, the neutral efficiency, but it will be procedures and it can be thinking about the association and its working capacity, but the neutralization and its influential as structural, the procedures and its guidance for their neutral efficiency, how to effective part of the approach and its growth and its orientation of the socialization. It is the timing and thinking about the procedure and its influential structural, the growth and its orientation of the society, which have inclusive advantage and resources about the finding and its neutralization, coordination about different primitive cultures and the socialization and its coordination, how to determining the procedures and its influential part of the approach and its gradually responsibility and its a different deficiency of the transformations. It is more disturbing the procedures, how to neutral and its gradually responsibility, the effective of their neutralization and its influential part of the approach and different referendums and its ecologically which is the deficiency of the transformation and its core values and systematic way of the guidance and its neutral efficiency and its procedure and its working capacity for their socialization and its influential part of the approach, different invasions like the Iran and Ukraine. No, it is the Iran and Israel, and the second one is the Ukraine and Russia. Okay, this conflicts not only the association of different coordination, but it is the effect of the household services, trade deficiency and different economically structure of challenges which are the influential and its the procedures which have different deficiency of the transformation, which is the neutralization in its coordination finding for their procedure and its influential part of the approach. It is the effective for their transformation, how to institutionalization and its growth orientation of the society, which have inclusive advantage and thinking about different reasonable and its functional association for their growth orientation and its neutralization and its procedure for their working capacity of the society which have inclusive advantage, different procedure and its influential part of the approach and its effective for their transformation and its guidance and its prosperity for the structural and resource efficiency. It is the different guidance and the neutralization for the influential as structural and its growth orientation.